Alright, Algebra 1. We just got done talking about multiplying, taking exponents and raising them to a power. Now we're going to look at dividing, where we have exponents involved. Okay? How are the properties of dividing powers and multiplying properties different? Okay? Well, we know that when we're multiplying, we add our exponents, or we multiply our exponents. When we divide, we're subtracting the top exponent minus the bottom when you have a common base. So that's what we're looking at here. So we're going to subtract. If you multiply, you add exponents. When you divide, you're subtracting. We've looked at some of that already. Look at some examples here. 2 to the 6th power divided by 2 squared. 6 minus 2, because you have a common base of 2, is 2 to the 4th power. And you can take that, and it's 16. 4 minus 7, here's a good point here. It's always the top minus the bottom. It's not the bigger minus the smaller. Okay? So it's 4 minus 7, get x to the negative 3. We don't like negative exponents, so we put 1 over x to the 3. Okay? There is another way of looking at some of this here. When you get something like this, a lot of times you can say, you know what, since we're canceling here anyways, this is the same as x times x times x times x. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to cancel out 4 of them anyways. So you're left with 1 over 1, 2, 3, x cubed. Okay? Or you can say I'm taking 4 of them out of here and I'm going to take 4 of them out of here. However you want to look at it, it's still the same thing. Okay? There's more than one way to look at it or to do it. Whatever you're comfortable with. Usually as you get more comfortable with this, you'll start doing this kind of thing right here, where you just cancel them out. 2 minus 5, negative 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. We don't like a negative exponent, and only the m has a negative exponent, so that's what's going to go in the denominator. We can do that because this is multiplication. If there was a plus in between them, totally different ballgame. Okay? Here, we can split this up. 1.1 or 1.21 over 4.81, and then 7 minus 5 is 2. Now, if you move the decimal point 2 places here, I mean I moved it once and I moved it again, there is standard form. Okay, this isn't scientific notation. This is. Move it one place because you got to have one digit between 0 and 10 here. So I had to move it 1 to keep in a scientific notation. And since it was times 10 to the first, or 10, I just went ahead and moved it one more. It's 25.2. So we normally don't write numbers like that in scientific notation. We save that for the big ones or super small. Okay? So subtracting exponents, top minus the bottom, when you have a common base. Alright, when you have a quotient where you have 1 over, and quotient's division, so, or a fraction if you want to think of it like that. Remember, just like what we did with multiplication and a product, both of those have a 1, so n times 1 on both of them, it becomes a to the n, b to the n. So 5/3 to the 3rd power, you're going to get 1 times 3 is 3 to the 3rd power, 1 times 3 is 5 to the 3rd power, and since they're all numerical, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. If you can simplify the fraction, have at it. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 to the 1st power, 1 times 3 is 3. Z to the 12th over 125. Negative, you can flip it right at the get-go, or you can take the 1 times negative 3, 4 times negative 3. Since they're both negatives, you're going to flip both of them. Okay, so now it's y to the 12th over 2 to the 3rd power, which is y to the 12th over 8. So we're using all those same principles with exponents, multiplying, add them, raising a power to a power, multiply the exponents. If it's division, a quotient, take the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. And then if you get any negative exponents in what you're doing, flip them. If it's up top and it's a negative exponent, put it in the denominator. If it's in the denominator with a negative exponent, kick it up top with the numerator. Okay? So that kind of wraps up our thing here in Chapter 7 with exponents. Tomorrow when you come into class, we'll look at some problem solving here and some word problems applications, and we'll get on it from there. Alright, see you then. Bye.